It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Kicking off the show tonight, we heard from House of Lords from the Sahara release with Blind Faith cover with Can't Find My Way Home. And we just heard the Macaulay Schenker group there from the Save Yourself release with Bad Boys. And this is the Bad Boys of the Classic Metal Show. And I want to welcome back to the mic the other half of the Bad Boy duo, my good friend Chris Aiken. What's going on, Chris?
Ready to do this, man. I'm awake, I'm alive, and I'm ready to go.
Nice. Good for you. Well, I haven't really spoken with you since, what was it, Thursday?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what you've been up to for the last few days. I know that you've been bogged down with a lot of work, much like myself, as you know, that there were some events that happened in my work life that that affected my my busyness.
Yeah, you're busy. I'm busy. That's all I've really been doing. I went out and had lunch today with Kelly. I had sushi. That's the extent of my going out.
I'm not sure how to take that. Was that lunch at the Y or?
Oh no.
No, you did say sushi. I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, it was actual sushi.
Oh, okay.
Not between the legs. Sushi.
Not lap flounder.
No, definitely not lap flounder.
Okay. Nice.
No stinky salmon for me today.
Nice. Well,
just food wrapped in seaweed and left.
There you go.
Besides, she had a reunion to go to.
I hear you. You mean the one that you skated out of?
You mean the one that I'm not at right now?
The one that you skated out of so you could be here tonight?
That is correct, sir. So every time these fuckers want to complain that I don't put enough into the show or I don't dedicate to it, there you go. I skipped my 30th high school reunion to be here.
Well, look at you.
Well, also because I had zero interest in doing that.
Well, the thing is that the opportunity and the invite was there, and you were had to be a disappointment to at least one person.
Yes, that is true.
Just to one person.
Mm-hmm. Well, ultimately, dude, have you ever gone to any reunion stuff?
I did. I went to my 20th, and I think I told that story on the air here. I went to my 20th anniversary, or reunion, rather, mm-hmm. And I did not go to the 10th. I was on the road driving a truck at the time. I had plans on going to the 10th.
Okay.
And I was in Detroit, and I was supposed to be routed home to do this thing, go to this thing. I paid up for everything, there's a deposit and all that crap.
Yeah.
And I was a driver trainer at the time, and I had a student driver with me on the truck, and they were just like, we got this hot load of auto parts. It's got to be in Sacramento by Monday morning, and you're the only team in the area that can truck that across the United States. This was like on Friday.
Right.
And the reunion was on Saturday, and I was supposed to be routed home from Detroit there to Akron, that day. Instead, I went west.
Right.
So I didn't go to the 10th.
Right.
But I did go to the 20th, and they had it on that lake cruise up there in the flats.
Yeah.
And I did go to that, and at this point, I was completely unrecognizable from high school. Not one person knew who I was except well, what here's the funny thing. This was one of these dinner cruises.
Yeah. So
my hair, you remember how long my hair used to be? It used to be like right down in the middle of my back.
Yeah, like twice as long as mine is now.
Yeah. So I had really long hair, which I did not have in high school.
Okay.
And then I went and got fit. I went to the Men's Warehouse and I got fitted with a nice tailor-fitted suit, a black suit.
For a reunion?
Yeah, for a reunion, because this was a dinner cruise.
Okay.
So it was kind of a formal thing.
Okay.
And so I got this long hair. I'm in this black suit and tie. I got my black Ray-Bans on.
Right.
I get to the thing. Most people are on the boat, and I walk into this place, and everybody's like catching up and talking, and they're all at these long tables.
Mm-hmm.
I literally walked into the dining room, and the whole place just went silent. That's not a lie. The place went silent.
Nice.
And everybody just was like, who the fuck is that guy? So I walked in, and everybody's like, who is that? Who is that?
Right.
So I went and found my place, and I sat down, and one girl at the table recognized me. Her name was Julie Wiley.
Okay.
And she goes, Wendell Neeley? And I go, yep. And she said, do you realize everyone in this room was looking at you? And I said, yeah, I kind of gathered that. And she goes, that was fucking awesome. And that girl did not leave my side for the rest of the evening.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun. But did you enjoy anything else about it, or just
I just found it interesting that the people who more or less kept themselves up, per se,
okay,
were the ones who attended, because it was maybe a third of the class was there.
Yeah.
And everybody that was there, they seemed to, done okay for themselves and kept themselves in shape and, looked like, they were there to show off a little bit, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at, and again, I don't have a problem with reunions necessarily, but I kind of keep up with enough people, that I don't see the appeal to, hey, what have you been doing for the last 30 years?
Sure.
If I wanted to know, I would know, and that's, again, it's not my thing, and I know me, I'll be the one talking the whole fucking night.
Sure.
Because I'm the only one that's probably done anything for
Well, you're probably right, and I get that, and the way that people and most of these people that were there at the reunion were people that would have never talked to me in high school.
Sure.
They never would have talked to me, not even once.
Right.
But because of the morbid curiosity, one by one, people approached me and just like, hey, what's up? Like, who,
right.
What's your story? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's I just know I'd be listening to everybody say, yeah, I'm the manager of Don's warehouse.
Sure, exactly.
And I'll be like, yeah, okay, that's great. I just, again, and unlike yours, that sounds like it was at least doing something fun. This was like a backyard barbecue type deal.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on. What could be more fun than a backyard barbecue with a bunch of people you don't know?
Yeah, sure. Well, I get that. And again, this was a little more formal.
Right.
And this was a cruise out on Lake Erie, and, it was dancing, and they had entertainment and all kinds of stuff on the ship. And, I just, because most of those people were never friends of mine in high school, I just went because I wanted to see what was going on.
Yeah, I just can't imagine standing around with a bunch of people going, dude, do you remember that time at the Rockets game when we were standing by the bleachers? No, I don't, because I've done 30 years of shit since then.
Nice.
That was 30 years more interesting than fucking getting high with you under the bleachers.
Sure.
Enough. I get it. It was 30 years ago. Who the fuck are you now?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you, shitwad?
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's funny, though, because, my concession today was, I'll go to lunch, with Kel.
Sure.
So we go, and sure as shit, then I start seeing some pictures on Facebook. There she is at the reunion. And when I talk to her tomorrow, I'm going to bust her fucking balls, because the whole time was, I don't have any interest in this.
Yeah, sure.
All lunch today was, I don't know, I really don't have any interest in going, because I didn't have interest, and I told her, and she's like, yeah, me either, I don't know. I just don't want to go, and blah, blah. And then, sure as shit, there's fucking pictures of her.
Of course.
So anyway. Oh, let me decline that for a minute.
Is that our mystery guest?
Mystery guest. Let me give you the phone number.
All right. Well, just to let people in on this, the protocol is changing a little bit tonight, only because Chris got something set up for us.
Right.
And I don't know what it is. We've played this game years ago before Chris left the show for a while. And Chris used to set up a mystery guest for me to guess who it is.
Yes.
And I would say that I was pretty damn good at it.
You are good at it, which is scary how good you are at this.
So we're going to have another mystery guest tonight. This is something Chris wanted to set me up with. And he wants me to guess who it is we're going to talk to.
Yes. Do you need a single hint?
No, I don't want any hints.
All right. No hints given.
Nope. I want to play this right down the line.
I just gave you the phone number. The mystery guest knows that the minute that you call them, they're going to be live on the show. So you can play mystery guest as soon as you dial the phone.
All right, I've dialed the number.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, mystery guest. Is this?
Yeah.
Who's this?
This is Neeley.
Yes, Mr. Guest. Yes.
Okay.
Special position? Is that a Neeley?
I just wanted to make sure I didn't have the wrong number.
That's a matter of opinion.
All right, we got the right guy, right, Chris?
We got the right guy.
All right.
It's the dating game. Hit me with your questions.
All right, Chris, why don't you go ahead and lead off here?
No, you have to go.
I mean, you set this up. But anyway, mystery guest, obviously you have spoken with Chris, and I'm supposed to guess who you are.
Okay.
All right, mystery guest, are you in the music business?
Some would say no. And
Okay.
they'd probably be right.
Okay. So you're not even associated with music at all?
No talent in the music industry whatsoever.
Well, I didn't ask you if you had so you have no connection to the music industry.
All right, I'll give you that. I do, yes.
You do have connection to the industry.
I do have connection, yes. You're going to grill me, and I will give it up. I do have connection.
Okay. All right. Are you a manager of some kind?
No, I can't handle responsibility.
Are you a producer
Of what?
of music? Do you produce
No.
records?
No.
No?
Producing.
Are you a public relations person?
As you can tell from my personality, that would not work out for me.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see here. Do you work with bands?
Work with them? No.
You don't work with them.
No.
This is a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you design artwork?
Yes.
You do design artwork. So do you
I do.
you design album covers?
I have recently started designing and packaging for CDs, yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Would you have submitted art for anybody that I would know?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Let me think here. Do you have a specific demographic in artists that you do artwork for, such as metal or pop or rock, or does it matter?
It would be rock.
It would be rock.
It would be rock.
Okay, so
I only do what I know.
all right. So you do artwork and you do CD covers. Wow.
You're very close to home.
I'm so
impressed.
happy where this is going.
Hello, is this thing on?
Are you stumped, Neeley?
Well, I know he's designed CD covers and done artwork, for bands.
How about if I throw in one question so that this doesn't take all night?
Okay.
And brings it back around. Would Neeley know you for your art or for something else?
Neeley would know me for something else.
Have you hosted a radio show?
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Is this Hairball John?
It is, my friend. How are you doing? That was the most fun I've had all weekend. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, there you go. Hairball John, it's been so long.
It has. It has. Yeah. And you guys are still kicking it. What are you? You're on your like 25 or something.
20th. We're in our 20th year. Yep, 20 years.
No shit. I was being a smartass. Really, 20 years.
20 years this year. Yep. On January 6th of this year, we celebrated 20 years.
That's amazing. Despite all the lawsuits and paternity suits, and you guys made it 20 years.
Nice.
Well, Neeley, I doubt you know this. Maybe you do. But Hairball John is back with a new show.
Oh, very nice.
I
was not aware of that. No.
Well, there's only been, as far as I know, there's only been
my mom
one.
didn't know either.
Well, John, why don't you share with Neeley and the people that are listening what you are doing with the brand new show, what it's called, where they can hear it, blah blah blah.
Okay, Neeley, the new thing is Hairball of Wax.
Hairball of Wax.
Hairball of Wax.
Okay.
Yes. And so what I'm doing is actually playing, for me, what are the classic hard rock, classic metal albums in their entirety, true albums, dropping the needle on the vinyl, and you're getting the pop and the hiss. And because I'm doing the show on my own, which I've never sat and tried to talk into a mic when there's nobody there, more music than talk, which is probably better for the listeners.
Well, it's kind of how I started this show out 20 years ago. It was all music based. I did a break every 3 or 4 songs. It was all me. But fortunately, over 20 years, it's morphed into what it is today. But go ahead. Yeah.
So that's really. I mean, I got back into vinyl about 2 years ago. There's something about it that I really like. It's different. It's not as clean. So I'm just picking albums once a week. I've already airing this week is the second show. It airs on purerock.us and also on Uncontrolled Noise.
Okay, excellent. Well, of course, Corey at Uncontrolled Noise has been very supportive of the Classic Metal Show. In fact, he's our only affiliate outside of, our archive shows that we run on our own server. But
right.
Outside of that, Corey is the man to be linked up with. So you got a good platform there.
He's definitely one of the good guys, absolutely. And Eric over at purerock.us was Eric was with us during the Hairball John radio show, and he did all the voiceovers and the sweepers, and Eric. So he's got this internet station. So it's and he was actually one of the ones that approached me because back in the early '80s, he would drive through, I think it was LA or something, and you would hear this type of show, and he goes, I think this is kind of missing, and you've gotten back into vinyl. And what I love most about it, Neeley, is being able to bring up some of the nuggets of the interviews, and just kind of where I don't have to talk, I can put in the pieces of those artists talking about those albums, and I like that a lot because
Sure.
I'm not listening to myself.
Well, how do you compare? Obviously you're a very music-based show. How would you compare yourself to somebody like Redbeard in the studio?
I'm more like Gilligan, I think. I really think I am, and there's no controlling from the skipper, and there's no chance in hell I'm ever getting off the island.
All right. Well,
I mean it's flippant. You know that about me, and when I would do the shows with Chimpy, he was the one that always reined me back on facts and keeping things straight. And now that I don't have that, I really just kind of just let the idiocy fly. But it's all from the perspective of a fan, exactly like you guys. That's the perspective. It's not so much like the metal show where it's corporate and it's kind of pompous. It's a little different.
What? Corporate and pompous? We hadn't even noticed. We thought that was a very fluid undertaking.
Yep. Well, no, you might not know corporate, but I know you know pompous.
Well, John, outside of your new venture here, I mean, obviously you had the Hairball John radio show for several years, and you churned out a show every week consistently, yep. And you tried a lot of different things, with the way that you presented your show, and you mentioned the Acid Chimp, who unfortunately is no longer with us, and you concentrated on, the hair metal, I guess I hate to use that term, but you concentrated on hard melodic rock, mostly from the 80s. Let's just put it that way. And I know that you had some personal issues there at home, and you had to, unfortunately stop doing your show because of responsibilities. And now you're back. So what have you been doing?
Yeah, I have no responsibilities anymore.
Well, Chris and I both know, as you know, since we've actually talked to you or been associated with you, Chris has no longer got his responsibilities.
Yeah, that's better for you.
It's better for me because I had to fly solo for 2.5 years in Chris's absence, and that was not fun.
No, I know, and especially when they become just such an extension of you, It's a strange beast right now, but I'm finding my way through it. Being able to rely more on the music helps. It's not a matter of doing voiceover. It's actually sitting there and listening to it. And you guys both know that when you're listening to music, the memories come flooding back at least the ones that you can remember from that era. And so that really helps at least bring up the talking points and the topics.
Sure, absolutely. Well, now, obviously, in order for you to do a show like this, you have to have the vinyl catalog to feature music every week. So have you been purchasing a lot of vinyl, or did you have a backlog of vinyl, or how did that work for you?
I didn't. It wasn't until 1.5 years ago that I got back into it, and since then I've made some really good connections with people that have looked out for the type of music I'm looking for. And to be honest with you, what I was looking for was almost that 70s, very early 80s, because with my job as a graphic artist, the stuff that I work on the computer, I need concentration, and I can't listen to the 80s stuff that I know so well because it truly distracts me. I get back into the music. So when I started back on vinyl, it was more the Fleetwood Mac, the Bob Seger, the Steve Miller, the songwriters that I could play in the background that I enjoyed and that I grew up with. And then I started grabbing some of the old vinyl that I really, really liked. Like this week is Scorpions' Love Drive, and decided that that's the type of stuff that not necessarily the most commercial success, but the ones that meant the most to me. High and Dry will definitely be a show but it's mainly vinyl. Probably most of it's before '88 because that's when that digital age kicked in.
Sure. So you obviously have enough material to, sustain your show, and I would imagine you'd be adding to it all the time, right?
Yeah. There's the Electric Kitsch is a local record store. They've been really supportive, and as stuff comes through the door, like I just got a call from them last week, and they said you need to stop in, and they had a copy of GNR Appetite sealed. And said, well, we'll cut you a deal on this. I've gotten, what it's like when you're in the industry, and especially, you're getting all of this promo stuff from the labels and from the publicists. And so part of that's the perk. And so my perk with this is being able to discover some of those old gems that I'm sure I'm not going to kick out $40 or $50. My budget on most albums is like $5, maybe $10. That's it.
Right.
Because, radio pays so well. The show is just bringing in tons of money.
Well, Hairball, as you know, I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have not made a dime. I've spent plenty of dimes, but I've not made a dime, but I've never got into this for the money or even the thought of making money with it. It's just something that Chris and I do, and we do it well.
Yeah, and probably what you treasure the most are the relationships you've developed.
Not so much.
Well, I was talking to Neeley, sorry.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Hairball, it's good to hear you back, and I'll look forward to hearing your show. So why don't you tell the listeners where and when and how they can hear it again?
Okay. Your best bet is to you can go to hairballjohn.com, and it's got, that'll take you actually over to the Facebook page. Always taking suggestions for albums to be played, and on there it has the times and the days it's being played on purerock.us and also on Uncontrolled Noise, which I think Uncontrolled Noise is twice a week. And there's been offers to start to expand it, but to be honest with you, I'm not willing to do that until I feel a little bit more comfortable and that it's got a little bit of a consistency to it. But it's fun. It really is. And the input from the listeners as far as what albums is really cool to start that discussion.
Sure. Well, just a friendly suggestion to you, Hairball. Don't whore your show out to 50 or 90 stations, okay?
No, you know what? I've walked that walk, and if I do that, that just gives you guys a whole bunch more material. So it's taken me about 6 years to lick my wounds from the battering that I took from CMS, and now I decided to come back with something a little bit different and maybe would fly under the radar, but shit, you can see how that worked out. I'm actually on CMS talking about it, so.
Well, we've
never now open game.
Yeah, well, we've never had any animus towards you. I mean, there was some funny stuff that we did pick on you a little bit, but it was just all in good humor.
Yeah, absolutely, and there was never offense taken. It's always been great, and the support back and forth. Well, just the fact that you've got me on tonight talking about the Hairball of Wax, and I really appreciate that. I consider you guys friends.
Sure.
So now you have two.
Nice. Excellent. All right, Hairball, you want to tell the fans anything else that I haven't hit on here?
No, except for, damn, take CMS to 21 years, because I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, it's all Chris, though. All the Chrisophiles are what keeps us afloat.
Right.
Yeah, well, you bring the sex appeal, though, Neeley.
Yeah, I'm a sexy guy, as Bill Gazzari would say. I'm a sexy guy.
You are. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to go take a cold shower. Is that okay?
Well, play some kicks while you're at it. Cold shower.
Nice.
Look at that reference.
All right, guys. I really appreciate you. You let me be part of the show and let me pimp out a new venture for myself.
Sure. Well, looking forward to it, and we'll check it out. So it's what is it? The Hairball what?
The Hairball of Wax.
Hairball of Wax.
Hairball of Wax.
Like the whole ball of wax?
Yes, I get it.
There you go. Yep.
Very nice. I like your little graphic art there. Is that you on the mic holding your album up there and yapping into the mic and spinning the turntable?
That would be me. And I do like the description of yapping. That shows that you know me very well.
Yeah. Oh, before you go, I have one technical question for you.
Oh, no. Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously you're spinning vinyl on a turntable. What's your setup like? Are you using like two turntables or a single turntable? Are you stopping in between songs? How does that work for you? And if you hit a skip in a record or, a scratch or something, how do you deal with that when you're recording your show? Do you just go, fuck, I was going to use this record. Now it's got a scratch in it. Now I got to change what artist I was going to feature this week. How does that work for you?
About the only show prep I do is to actually listen to the album before to make sure that it's decent. And then as far as the equipment, the way the setup is, it's one turntable, and as the song starts to end, I after 2 or 3 songs, I go ahead and bring the needle up and spew whatever it is I'm going to spew, and then the needle goes back down. So it's pretty bare bones, my friend.
Nice. Well, Wolfman Jack has nothing on you, so he's dead anyway.
Except for the fact that he's dead and he's going to have to deal with all this crap right now.
Exactly. All right, Hairball, it's been good speaking with you again. You're welcome back anytime. Promote something, whenever you got something to promote, maybe special feature or something. So feel free to jump on.
All right. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
All right, Hairball, we'll talk again.
Sounds good. Take care.
All right, see you.
Well, there you go, Neeley.
Well, how about that? Did I play the game well?
I think I win for the first time ever.
Well, I did guess.
Yeah, but you would have never got it if I would have just let it keep going. You would have been leaning out to Neil, whatever his name is, with the Z's in it.
Oh, Neil Zilzauer?
Yeah, you'd have been leaning to that guy.
He's a photographer, but anyway.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you, but not bad. I honed in on being an artist and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was funny because it was taking you in the wrong place.
Oh, well, hey, I had to pick around and find out what area I was dealing with. He wasn't a musician. He wasn't a producer.
Right.
He wasn't a manager. He wasn't, all this. So I had to hone in on it.
Right. No, it's all good. I'm just happy Hairball's back. And, you haven't heard it yet. I listened to the first one, which was Rats Out of the Cellar, and it was really good. It was really... I mean, is any of it brand new or a brand new take? Not necessarily, but it's just a nice listen. You know?
Yeah, well, it's an opportunity to reach back and listen to an album side or full album in the original form.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then and he does. He like when he got to In Your Direction on the record, you know, which is kind of an odd one to have a discussion about, but he had audio of Stephen Pearcy talking about that song.
Nice. Look at him doing all his homework.
Yeah, so he flipped in some audio there, and you hear Pearcy talking about, you know, what clearly was not round and round or lack of communication or, you know, talking about shit that you might not have heard before. So it's a good twist of a show. I liked it a lot.
Sure. Well, I will check it out, and I hope our CMS fans and listeners check it out as well.
Absolutely. It's good.
And then good on Corey for being the one to carry it.
Absolutely. And you know, it was one of those things when Corey told me he had it or that John was coming back, I immediately reached out to John and was like, you know, because like he said, you know, we busted each other's balls on the shows, but that was what we do. And, you know, but he's always been a good friend. And, you know, God, all the way back. What was that station we were on for the longest time? Stickman.
Stickman Radio.
That's when we met John, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Was with the Stickman Radio.
Yeah, and then we helped him merge with
Rock. No, was it Pure Rock?
No, it wasn't Pure Rock. It was Stickman / Rock Nation or something,
Rock Nation Radio or
something like that.
The Loudest Rock.
Yeah, the Loudest Rock. There you go.
The Loudest Rock.
We actually made that happen.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Now neither of them are around.
Yeah, well, you know, it costs money.
I know. We outlasted all those places.
Yeah, it costs money. You know, and the best thing I could have done for both of us, or collectively you and I, is you getting us re-involved with Corey and just ending the CMS radio network and just running the archive shows, you know, via the Spreaker.
Right. Oh yeah. It's definitely ballooned. You gotta be just catching the right attitude to have a successful station anymore. You know, back in the old days, everybody had a station. Mm-hmm. You remember how we used to get like 40 emails a week from different, we're starting a station.
Yeah, we would like to carry your show.
Yeah.
And we were just like, no.
And for a while we were on, what was the most we were on at one time? Like 12?
Yeah, about 12.
In the early days.
Yeah, we were on like United Rock, and we were on that station, Mega Rock.
Wicked Brew,
Stickman, Loudest Rock.
Brain Gel Radio.
No, we weren't on there.
Yeah, we were.
We were on there one show, and they didn't like what we were doing. That was one of the deals where they carried us for the one show, and whoever their quote-unquote program director was did not like the content and was saying, well, you can't say this, and you can't do that, and that's when we said, fuck you.
Like, goodbye. Remember, they were bitching about the intro. You can't do 6 minutes of intro before you
whatever.
Before you start your show. They were like, they were fucking killing us because we had 6 minutes of intro.
Right.
I was like, fuck you, we're a 6-hour show.
Yeah.
6 minutes doesn't matter.
We do what we do. Well, you can't do that, and we're going to direct your program, and it's like, screw you.
How come Neeley's not in the chat room? Remember that,
Oh,
too?
yeah, I do. I remember that as well.
How come Neeley's not in the chat room? He's the DJ. He has to take the requests there.
Sure. Boy.
We were out of there. I don't even think we finished the whole show.
No, I think we pulled the plug after 2 hours.
Yeah, we were done with those fucks.
It's like, oh, boy.
Brain Gel Radio. I wonder if that's still around. Let's see. You think it's still around?
I have no idea.
Brain Gel Radio. Let's see. Oh, sure as shit it is. Can you believe it?
Still going, huh?
See their DJ schedule. See if they still have a full lineup. No, they have nobody. They have the Roo Killer on Tuesdays. And then they have Zigzag Girl 420 on Fridays.
Boy, that's exciting.
Yeah. Touchdown. Remember it was such a big deal that they were going to let us have 6 hours on their air. Their air.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So stupid.
Yep.
Well, speaking of vinyl, and this goes into something I watched last night. I was watching, I believe it was Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And they, you know me, I love the documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a documentary on, you know who June Carter Cash was, right?
I know the name. She was what, country singer?
Yeah, she's Johnny Cash's wife.
Okay.
And you know who Roseanne Cash is? She's another country singer.
Yeah.
She's from the Cash, family, obviously. But anyway, the Carter family was a musical family out of Tennessee.
Right.
And they basically, and I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but the thing is this was a very, very well done documentary where this Carter family, they were just port dirt farmers,
right,
up in the mountains of Tennessee.
Okay.
And Victrola Records, I think it was Victrola Records, they were sending their scouts out around the country to find talent.
Sure.
And they would go to all these little towns. So they went to like Bristol, Tennessee, and they put out some kind of a newspaper ad or whatever, wanted music acts and people who could play the guitar or play banjo or sing or whatever. They would all come down and audition, and they had a way of recording you. They could record you on vinyl or wax, I guess.
Right,
because this was like 1908, way back then. And so anyway, the Carter family, they were. Did you ever watch Andy Griffith?
Yeah.
Do you remember that mountain family called the Darlings?
Oh yeah, with the hot sister and then the one guy that like threw bricks that shit.
Yeah. Ernest T. Bass and all that.
Ernest T. Bass, yeah.
Well, the Carter family was like the Darlings. They could sit around and they could pick banjo and play guitar and sing and all this and that.
Right.
So they went into Bristol and they auditioned more or less and got recorded.
Okay.
And they just like totally blew up.
Yeah, just exploded.
Just totally blew up, and their records were selling like crazy. And the main guy, I think his name was R.A. Cash or something.
Okay.
He went around from town to town, all these little mountain towns and stuff, where all these different people. That was kind of a big thing for the mountain people, is that they were very musical.
Right.
And so he went collecting songs. People would write their own songs and pick out their own songs and stuff, and he would go around and collect their songs, and then he would take them back to the studio and record them, sing them. The Carter family would sing their songs.
Right. Okay.
And so they basically had recorded like several hundred songs that they had collected over like a 10 or 20 year period.
Okay.
It was crazy. If you want to see a really interesting documentary from way back, in early recorded music,
right?
You need to watch that. I can't remember. I think it's like the history of the Carter family or something like that. And of course, Johnny Cash married June Carter. June Carter, and she was one of the singing sisters in the Carter family and whatever. And that's how they got involved with that. But it's pretty good.
Right. What in the world possessed you to watch that?
It was a music documentary.
Right. I guess it just doesn't seem like that would be one you would even pay attention
to. Well,
to.
I was more interested from the historical standpoint of early recording.
Right.
And since Hairball John is now doing a vinyl, show, all of these old songs were on vinyl. That was the whole thing. And in these, record stores or dime stores, they were selling these records all over the place, and they were selling them for like a nickel a piece or something,
Nice.
It's just crazy, but very interesting. And it gives you, it's not specifically about the family only. It's about the whole history of early recorded record making.
Right.
So it's good stuff.
That's funny.
Yeah, if you have any interest in that kind of a thing, that's a good documentary to watch.
Sure. Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has time to watch TV.
Sure. Hey, there they are in the chat room.
Is that them?
Yeah, that's them.
They go by a different name there.
Yeah, they do.
How'd that work?
Nice. All right, dude. Well, I think it's time to take a short break.
All right. Wow, we already did an hour.
We already did an hour. It's gone. And nobody can tell us how to structure our show.
Well, for the next hour,
Yeah.
you really need to play at least 12 songs.
Right.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, is there something you'd like to hear, sir?
There is. I would like to hear from. Do you have Junkyard Tried and True EP?
Let me look in the Junkyard file here.
Right.
Junkyard. There we are. And yes, I do.
On that, I would like to hear, I believe it is track 5, the acoustic version of Simple Man.
Okay. Is it the Leonard Skinner cover?
It is not.
No?
It is a cover of their own song, Simple Man, from the debut album.
I gotcha. All right. Let's play a couple of tunes. We will be back, and we'll get things really rolling along here. So for Chris and everybody else, this is Junkyard with Simple Man exclusively here
On your classic metal show.